Episode 480. In the 10th server, the current maximum level is 42. The characters within this level range have varying amounts of experience, but the differences aren't too great. Their main advantage was built entirely on the cooperation with Ye Shu during the Christmas event. Yi Shu, Su Mucheng, and Tang Ru's characters were also in this first group, but they had started out at a slightly lower level. Add in the 3 days of the All-Star weekend where they weren't exactly grinding, and the fact that they couldn't possibly keep up with the big guild characters who were online 24/7, and they were currently bringing up the rear of this top-tier group. As for their levels, they were all stuck at level 41, and the character right on their heels in the first group was none other than Blue River's guild leader account, Blue River. The guild leader's account had been quite a few levels ahead, but after 5 days of complete inactivity, the advantage it had built up during the Christmas event wasn't something that could be wiped out in just 5 days of equal grinding. But within this top tier where everyone had an advantage, 5 days without leveling meant he was immediately left a full level behind by the other elite characters who had been grinding tirelessly. Yi Shu's sudden mention of his guild leader account gave Blue River a jolt of realization. He hadn't logged into his guild leader account for 5 days. While guild affairs hadn't suffered, his character's level was definitely falling behind. It's not that a guild leader's level absolutely has to be the highest in the guild, but level is the most direct symbol in an online game. The leader should be the strongest. It's a natural, almost instinctive line of thinking. A guild leader with a higher level naturally speaks with more authority. Blue River's character is still one of the top in the guild, but letting it keep dropping like this just isn't sustainable.
I need to head back to Blue Brook Guild,
Blue River thought to himself, and finally sent a message to Lord Grimm. The character Juicy logged off in a hurry, and in the blink of an eye, he was logging into Blue River's account.
Ha, you're quick. I wasn't even finished talking.
Then, a message from Lord Grimm arrived as well.
What else is there?
Blue River asked. As soon as he logged in with that character, he was greeted by a flood of messages. Undercover work like that is a guild's top-level secret, so very few people would know about it. For the past 5 days, Blue River had actually been playing the game under the guise of the character Zhu Se, infiltrating the Happy Guild. Most of the guild members assumed their guild leader had run into some trouble these past few days. Seeing their guild leader return so suddenly, the members showered him with greetings, leaving Blue River deeply moved. Blue River Guild was truly Blue River's home, filled with friends and memories. Blue River replied to everyone's greetings, his heart filled with emotion. Just then, Ye Shu sent another message.
Hey, out of the people high up on the level rankings, do you see anyone who might be poachable?
No chance.
Blue River didn't even look at the names on the leaderboard before stating flatly, these players are absolute guild loyalists. The guild is actively cultivating them. There's no way they'd be poached so easily.
Not a single one?
Hesitating for us.
Blue River had been brimming with confidence just a moment ago, but Yi Shu's line of questioning made him hesitate again. Nothing is absolute. He can't possibly know the other guilds as well as his own. How could he be sure none of his own people have problems?
You might not know much about other guilds, but take a look at your own people first.
Damn, and you knew this was our Blue Brook Guilds?
Blue River replied to the message, groaning, attaching a facepalm emoji.
If the heart's not in it, there's no point in forcing it to stay.
Whose heart isn't in it, you say?
As he replied, Blue River suddenly felt a pang of guilt, because he really had been a bit distracted these past few days. But the moment he logged into Blue River's account and saw the warm, enthusiastic greetings from everyone in the guild, from top to bottom, he felt a renewed sense of belonging to Blue Brook Pavilion.
Just to give you an idea,
Even if the player's heart is no longer in it or the person is gone, the character stays with the guild.
Blue River wasn't wrong. These characters are maintained by 2 or even 3 people from the guild to keep their levels up. It's obvious the characters belong to the guild. It's not like someone can just walk away and take a character with them whenever they want.
not a single exception?
Yi Shu asked again. This time, after receiving the message, Blue River hesitated. Because as he looked over his own guild's member list, he realized that within the first group, their Blue Brook Guild did indeed have one exception, Qian Cheng. This guy, who was so good at stealing kills, was leveling his character all on his own. The guild hadn't given him any help, but his technical skill in the online game was genuinely top tier. So, whenever there was an opportunity involving a powerful character, Qian Cheng would usually get a spot on the team. During the last Christmas event, Thousand City was specifically called in as well. That's how his level skyrocketed. Afterward, he went back to his own playstyle. His leveling pace couldn't match the characters grinding non-stop, but he still managed to stay within the top-tier ranks.
I know how you guilds train your elite characters, but since Glory requires an account card to log in, methods like 2 or 3 people sharing one account are somewhat restricted, so the number of characters each major guild cultivates this way can't be too high. Looking at the top batch of characters on the leveling leaderboard right now, the ones at the very front are definitely being trained that way. But among those at the bottom, there are probably still a few who are leveling up on their own.
This shows a truly profound understanding of Glory. Blue River looked at the message from Yi Shu, feeling utterly powerless. The man's assessment was spot on. Take the current level rankings, for example. Blue River himself had fallen behind because of the last 5 days. As for their Blue Brook Guild's Thousand City, this was a character he'd leveled himself, and sure enough, it was clinging to the tail end of that first group of 90-plus players.
So, if you count up from the bottom of the level rankings, it's still worth a shot.
How do you plan to try that?
Blue River couldn't help but ask. While Yi Shu's assessment was correct, it only meant that these elite characters weren't wholly owned by their guilds. Some players did have the right to take their characters with them. But this in no way means these individuals lack loyalty to their guilds. The loyalty of the elites a guild cultivates is undoubtedly a crucial factor. Winning these people over would be an incredibly difficult task. Blue River was curious. What method would the great god Yiqiu use?
Well, there's no other way now. I'll just have to swallow my pride, tell them I'm Yiqiu, and see if they're willing to come work with me.
Holy crap!
Blue River's hand trembled, typing out a whole string of exclamation points. How could he have forgotten that Yiqiu still had the ace card of his identity?